Mark Gilman, along with Western Oregon head football coach Arne Ferguson. Coach, a couple of weeks of summer camp, guys have been beating up on each other out on the field, and now the 2016 season is ready to go, and you go face Sacramento State. Talk about the development of the team over camp.
Development's been really good so far, but we're not tested against an opponent. So it's really hard to gauge, is the offense ahead, is the defense ahead, we're going to be physical enough, are we going to execute well enough? So those things we're waiting to see, but we like what we see. Obviously facing a fast Division I opponent, Sac State, who I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago beat Oregon State at their place. So we know that they're in a stage where they played a lot of young guys last year, which means those guys are experienced, a lot more experience, but also they have always, historically in the Big Sky, had tremendous speed.
Now, your team, we talked about this, a mixture of youth and experience, and you'd said you like what you see, but let's just kind of break it down by areas here. Mm-hmm. First, at quarterback, you have Phillip, who was kind of thrust into the position last year, trial by fire, and he's looking good along with the guys behind him. Yeah,
Phillip's done a really nice job through camp. But he's had plenty of competition. We still are waiting to see how that's all going to work out. We really feel Nick Duckworth has done a nice job also, and also Ty. They're right in the mix of things. So we feel good about that quarterback position being solid. But we know that close games, that quarterback has to be better than the other quarterback. Otherwise, we're not successful. But we feel comfortable with the development so far. But you really don't know until they're underneath live bullets. That changes everything. And Sac State will be fast and they'll try to get after the quarterback.
And the running backs situation, a good stable. Malik is back, and then you've gotten some guys in like Stephen Long, who came from Portland State. This is you got a good group to choose from here.
We feel that the existing running backs, with Malik getting the most time halfway through the season, but also some other running backs have really come around. And obviously Stephen Long, who's got significant playing time at Division I 2 years ago at Portland State, that his experience will help that. And then we've worked hard in recruiting, where Torrey Sweets jumped in and helped out also. So how it's all going to unfold, that position, we don't know yet. But we'd like the depth and the experience and the speed of that position. But it really comes down to our O-line is finally seasoned with playing time and physical development of where we'd like them to be. The last couple of years, we've had to work with that situation because just of how things ended up with some injuries and those type of things. So we feel that we're more confident in our O-line, and that'll be seen throughout the year, we hope, as they get better and with playing each other, which takes time. So.
And you beat me to the punch on that. That's so darn important up front, passing or running the football. And again, you've got a good core of wide receivers led by Paul Revis, but of course it's a good crew again.
Yeah, I mean, you got to talk about Paul Revis's ball skills. He's on the radar in a lot of different levels. So we also have to be good enough to get the ball to him. But the other receivers have really come around, and Avgi's helped. Obviously, we know he played basketball. We know he's a first-team tight end last year, but we really expect him to be able to go on and play. And that's exciting to see his development, his physicalness, and his ability to run routes now that with a year experience, and also his ability to make plays that you don't think are possible being 6'6" and 280. So. Yeah.
He certainly got some skills there. And on the defensive side of things, again, you've got some experience at key spots. You got some young guys. And so, it sounds like a broken record, but it's just how does it all come together on the defensive side?
Yeah, defensively is really about our two deep. And we're still concerned in some areas, getting enough experience in live situations. And then we're concerned about Sac State speed at receiver, speed at quarterback, speed at tight end. That's a different level of where there's so many guys that can really hurt you vertical. So we're very cautious of that. Our linebackers development, especially with Tyler Johnson, is really nice to see. But our inside D linemen, Michael Klug, George Schwartzlanger, and obviously Jeremy Moore, those guys are really solid that allow our linebackers to gain some experience, and also our secondary, we think.
everybody's kind of excited here. This is the time of year where sleep may be hard to come by a little bit because everybody wants to just get out on the field and get it going.
Yeah, it's time. Our players are prepared. It's the first game, so what someone did last season, it has an idea of things, but it doesn't. It's not a full tale. We know that Sac State will be in Division I. We'll have quite a few transfers coming in. It's how well do we adjust to the physicalness and the speed, and they're key guys that we probably don't know about. That's going to be interesting for us. We just can't allow it to go too long, and then our two groups in all our football need to be ready to play at that level because those Division I's can wear you down as we experienced in the past.
Well, Coach Arne Ferguson, always excited for the season. Glad to be along for the ride again this year, and best wishes in this ball game.
Well, thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it.